Hi, I'm back again, and I'm just going to share my story on how I got to where I am right now. So, I was supposed to graduate in 2014, but I went back for an extra year, so I didn't technically graduate until 2015. In the fall of 2015, I sent my application to one of my dream schools to get into their nursing program, and I got the letter back that spring saying that I wasn't accepted and I had to do a bunch of upgrading, which I had spent all year doing, and I just did not get the grades I needed. So I was like, okay, let's find a different option and see where I can go from there. So in that time frame, they were going to be offering a RN school up in my area. It was 2 years up here and then 2 years down in Prince George, which is 4 hours away from where I live. And so I went through that, and then I just didn't have high enough grades, and it was really disappointing when I found out that I didn't have high enough grades, and they ended up not running it. So I'm very glad that I wasn't accepted into that program. And then I was like, okay, let's see different options. Maybe I should do an LPN first and then go into RN. So I chose to do that option, and in that same time frame I applied for the program that I'm actually heading into in October. But I applied for that program and I got accepted, but I had to do anatomy and physiology. And the only option of doing anatomy and physiology was online. So I did it, I applied, and I failed with, I think I had like 53% and we needed 65. So I failed. The instructor really wasn't great for me. I really struggle if an instructor can't explain something to me and doesn't, you know, have a different way of doing something. So I really struggled with that. I failed. And then I was like, okay, let's see what other options are. Then I went and contacted I can't remember what her position is, but I contacted her and there was room in the CARE program. So I took that spot and we started in September. So from September to January, I was in class learning basically everything a CARE does, from how to change a pad to how to be empathetic. And so I started that, and I worked towards that until January, and then end of January we started our clinical rotation, and we did it at the one care home in Dawson Creek, which is where my program was. And so I did that, and it was 6 weeks of in facility learning everything, doing the care, that kind of stuff. And then I did 2 weeks of in home. So I went around with a preceptor. I am still friends with my preceptor to this day. I went around with a preceptor for 2 weeks to people's homes doing care in their houses. It was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I wish I could do it, but I don't have a reliable vehicle, so I'm unable to do it, so I work in facility. And so May 3rd of last year, I started my job at the facility I work at. And then our graduation ceremony was in June. So we did that. And then I worked until September when I went back to school to do anatomy and physiology again to do the nursing program, which I was supposed to start in October. But that didn't work out. I failed anatomy and physiology by 2% and wasn't able to continue on. So I went back to my job and worked until April when they were offering anatomy and physiology again. So I did that. I went back in April and I passed. So I've been working. I'll be working until October when I go back to school to do my licensed practical nursing program. All I'm going to tell you guys is if something doesn't work out the first time, don't give up. It's just a minor setback, not something telling you that you shouldn't do it. Keep going. Don't give up on your dreams. If there's another way to do it that way, like I've done. I want to do my RN. I want to get up into that level, but I'm doing it this way because it's easier for me to do it this way. And then I want to do a bunch of other training. I want to get my midwifery. I want to get my doula certificate. You know, don't give up on your dreams just because one little thing doesn't work out. Just keep going.